Today on TwinCam, we're going to be trying to fix Melvin's windscreen washers. So in the last few weeks, I've been here, there and everywhere recording videos and generally faffing about the place. And early this week, or early last week should I say actually now, I was down in Cambridge with Sean from Morsels and Motors doing all kinds of videos on his cool cars, one of which you will have already seen by now, or maybe two actually, I don't know. You'll have at least seen the video on the Volvo 300 series, but when I was driving down there, I found that the washers weren't working, and on really salty roads and damp roads as well, that's not a good combination. So I was having to stop at virtually every other motorway services to clean the windscreen. So when we got there, we decided to take apart the system and see whether we could actually fix with what was going on. But we couldn't because timing and all that kind of stuff. And so on the way back, I had to be doing the same thing again. We did manage to get them working for about 30 seconds, but what's happening is that the motor, or should I say the pump, seems to be pumping absolutely fine. It sounds strong, so there's nothing wrong with that. The washer jets themselves, we can't find anything wrong with the washer jets. There are no blockages in them that I can see, but I'll be taking them out again today and cleaning them. And the tubing should be fine. It's too big to really have got a blockage in them, so I'm going to guess that the pump itself is getting blocked by all the crap in the washer bottle. So what we're going to try and do first today is clean the washer bottle and just see if that makes it all work. Truth be told, Metro washer bottles are actually pretty huge, so I don't actually see the need to fill this up very much, but I don't know whether you can see that in there. I don't quite know what's going on, but this washer bottle seems to be getting absolutely filthy. So let's tuck the wiring out of the way and get the washer bottle out of the car. So the pump to me looks absolutely fine. That is, it won't focus, but that's the pickup at the bottom of the bottle. And then you've obviously got the electrical connector and then the output. So I put a little bit of water through that just to try and clear it out a little bit, but the pump seems fine. It sounds strong, and I think it's just been blocked. Now I'm going to leave it there for a little while. I'll put the pump back in it just so that it doesn't all spurt out straight away. I'll leave it settling and then see how much comes out, and then this will probably go in the dishwasher. Well, back outside, I've taken out the washer jets themselves and tried to see if we can get any crap out of them. But I don't think these were clogged up anyway, and I don't think they are. I can't find anything in them, can't get anything out of them. So I'm sure that if I put these back in and put in a clean washer bottle, we can get them to work. Certainly, the way it's working doesn't point to these getting clogged up because both of them are getting clogged at exactly the same time. So unless, you know, it's a coincidence to a point where both of these either will work or won't work, then it will be the washer bottle. So now I can't find anything with these. I'm going to put these back on and we're going to have a little clean in this engine bay. Now, it is absolutely filthy because it's winter and I've been driving the car. That's just kind of what happens. But while the washer bottle's out, it's a good time to just give that area a little bit of a clean. Now, quite a lot of that stuff that was there is still there, unfortunately, but because of the hot water and the detergent and all that kind of stuff, it seems that quite a lot of it now has kind of lifted. So I think that with a few rinses, we might get quite a lot more again coming out. Like that, there we go. Every time I do this, more and more is coming out, so I think I'm just going to stick with doing this for a little bit. Maybe put some washing up liquid in it. And we'll see where we get to, because this is now a lot cleaner than it was. You can just see from that probably that it is much, much cleaner, but you can probably see through the plastic as well that, like on the top of the bottle, there is still quite a lot of stuff. On this ledge here, there's still quite a lot of stuff. They're the only two places where there is still a bit of a worry, but I don't think this would now clog up the pump. So I think this is right to go back in the car, but I'm going to stick with trying to clean it a bit more because, well, I've just cleaned the engine bay, so why not try and get the bottle itself clean? So although this isn't perfect, it's a damn sight better than it was. And as we put it back in, I would like to tell you all about, in fact I'll need that might come in use. I'll tell you all about a couple of wiper related comments that, fair enough, have come up recently about this car. So when I was doing the video about all the bits and bobs that just kind of needed doing on this car, a few people commented and said one of two things. The first thing people said was, why did you remove the rear wiper on this car? And that confused me, because this car's never had a rear wiper. This is a Metro 1.1C, which is the base model, and they didn't come with rear wipers. They were an option, and I'll have a look in my price list actually at how much it was to get a rear wiper. It wasn't that much, but the person who bought this car didn't choose it. So I haven't deleted the rear wiper, it just doesn't have one. The second comment that people got was, why don't you install a rear wiper? They're the people who, I suppose, would know that, you know, that this car wouldn't have had a rear wiper new. And to that, I say, Rover were quite a big company. They had the resources to make two different wiring looms for the Metro. One for the basic cars and one for the more expensive cars. So, this car, being a basic one, has a basic wiring loom, so it doesn't actually have the wiring for a rear wiper in there. It only has the wiring for the basic functions of the car. So in order to put a rear wiper in, I would have to wire in the motor at the back of the car. I would have to put in a new washer bottle with the extra hole for the pump. I have to wire in the pump. I'd have to put a new switch in. I'd have to mess around with the fuse box to put the relay in, and to wire it into the fuse box. I would have to wire in the switch. Essentially, I'd have to install a wiper from scratch, the same way as you would if you had a saloon car, for example, that just wasn't designed to have a rear wiper. It's easier said than done, and therefore I won't be putting a rear wiper on this car. Also, I kind of like the base modelness of it, so yeah. Anyway, let's get some water. That should be more than enough, and if we put the bonnet down, let's see if we actually have some wiper action. Well, not really. Well, about a week on, and I have had delivered a new pump. Well, it's not actually a new pump, it's a used one, because new pumps are really, really expensive. From a well-known MG Rover parts place, a new washer pump from Metro is 35 quid, not including postage. And that's ridiculous considering you can get like trailing arms for 30 quid. I have, believe me. So I bought a used one from the internet because I thought, why not? Now, my hypothesis with the old pump, which I've now taken out, is that although it sounds healthy, the impeller is seizing inside it, so it's not actually pumping. Or something has come apart inside it. Either way, it's making noise, but I don't think it's actually pumping anything. So I have this new used pump. Let's put it in and see if it works. This had better work. Well, there you go, that's something. Perfect then, so it was the pump. So in the end, it was actually the pump. So all that cleaning technically was for nothing, but it needed doing anyway because that washer bottle was so filthy. Before I put that new pump in, I did actually put the washer bottle through the dishwasher once more, just to try and get a little bit more out of it, but this time, unfortunately, not much came out. Now, I promised before, and having just watched the footage from last week, I promised I was going to show you how much a rear wiper cost on this car, so let me go and get my price list. Here we are, Rover all models price list, effective from 1st of July 1991. So this is right here for Melvin. And if we have a look, a Metro 1.1C, list price, £5,321.10. Total price, including tax and VAT, £6,790. So £6,790, and for rear wash wipe, list price £152, total price £194.13. So it's quite a lot of money really for a rear wash wipe, and although I like a rear wiper, I can see why the person who bought this didn't, because buying a 1.1C in the Metro in the first place was kind of a cost saving measure. Although they were, I think, quite expensive compared to a Fiesta or a Citroen AX or something like that. But yeah, so there you go. So some of the other things, that's noisy. If you wanted a catalytic converter, £403, 400 quid extra on top of your £6,790 for the car. 5-speed gearbox is 245 quid. Black paint, 138 quid. Metallic paint, 194 quid. A radio was 107 quid. A radio cassette was 184 quid. Or for the top range radio and cassette with 4 speakers and noise reduction and all that kind of stuff, £490. And a sunroof, which this car does have, £189. There you go, there's a little aside to this quite long but not very productive video where I try and fix washers. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video somehow, then please do click like and subscribe to TwinCam as well. I'm forever indebted to my wonderful Patreon supporters, so if you'd like to support me that way, then please do follow the link in the description. And I'll have more videos coming along soon.